Hello, this is Fredo, and you're watching the third episode of Santa Filomena. So, in this episode, I keep on developing a new neighborhood, and as a start here, the industrial quarter with more grids, because I guess for industries it's the best way to put them. Basically, I put this as like a quick solution to reply to the high demand in industries and to get rid of all these factories that I had in this part of the city, because that's not where I wanted them to be. So far, among the squares that I have available, I thought this part of the city would be the best place to have them. So I got rid of them on the north. I don't know if it's actually the north part of the city, well, the top part, and then put some more accommodation and like residential neighborhoods and commercial neighborhoods that you will see later on. Now I'm a little back in the modern center, adding some more attractive buildings like for tourists. And then I decided I would put a hospital, because why not? I mean, we are about to have 15,000 people now, so I guess it's not too shabby, it's not too small to have a hospital there. Then as you can see, the traffic at the entrance of the city was getting quite bad as well. But then because the rule I have was to get a new square per each episode, we're not there yet to find the actual solution to unclog the traffic at the entrance of the city, so it's not going to be in this episode. In this episode, I'm mainly focusing on getting the modern center richer by building more services buildings and more touristic places. Then I thought I would add handmade kind of park with some pathways. I downloaded some pretty nice pathways on the workshop on Steam, so I'm making good use of them, and decided to add some lights as well, because the lights change everything and make places look so much better. As you might have seen in one previous episode, I did on the beach, on the waterfront, because it wasn't actually a beach on that part of the city. It's not actual beaches. They look more like ports or like waterfront, not really beaches. Beaches are more by the historical old center of the city. So you see me now planting some benches here and there, make the place look prettier. And then I thought this might need another pathway to be connected, because no people would get into that place if there were no pathways. So now it's fixed, much better. So this is the new neighborhood for this episode. I mean, I built it in the last episode, but in this episode I made it more dense. As you can see, the commercial demand was quite high still. So this new neighborhood would be the place to add some more shops. I decided to get rid of the one-way streets as well, the one-way roads. as this place was getting more crowded. Time now to put another bus line. Schools were quite needed as well, as you can see. Because I unlocked the European building architectural style, now I have access of these kind of buildings, like old-looking buildings. In the first couple of episodes, I think it was blocked, like I decided not to go with them, but this dated back to the previous season when I was on Marinex, so now, because I want more choices for my buildings, I thought I would unlock the European architectural style. And in this new little quarter, you can see me building the university. I thought I would take a little, like not it's not an actual square on the map, but a little quarter of the city to build high education buildings. And by the river like this, I thought it would look quite nice. For it to look quite nice, we had obviously to get rid of anything that would contribute to polluting the place. So we put all this kind of stuff on the other side of the map and by the new industrial square. Now a few rocks here and there to make the university borough, as you would say for London, prettier. Lots of new trees to make the place greener, and then I thought, why not build a very nice bridge to connect one side of the river to the other by foot. Some more commercial buildings now are being placed because the commercial demand is still quite high, and so I decided to build these big avenues to put some high density shops and some lower density shops as well, knowing that this place, once we get rid of all the old factories left, will go back to being a residential area. Making now the different neighborhoods, like the different parts of the city, bigger. And I thought this one would be too big, so I decided to make it smaller. And then change the name as well to make them sound more, that Englishize them, make them sound more English. Although I could have tried naming them with like Latino, Spanish or Portuguese names, because obviously for a place that's called like an archipelago that's called Santa Filomena, you don't want that much English involved, actually, now that I think about it. So maybe for the future neighborhoods I will give them some more Latino sounding names. That would be more interesting. But the good thing, now that I remember it, is that the first neighborhood, the old town center, actually is a name that could sound Latino as well. So I'm pretty glad that without even having this kind of new rule in mind, I managed to start the game respecting it somehow. the commercial demand still remain quite high, and I might have built quite a lot of shops in this episode. It just felt like it wasn't enough for some reason. Now I found out that because I don't have any money problems, any money constraints, I thought I would get rid of this water, like wasted water pump things that can pollute some pieces of land a lot, and went for the water treatment plant. So that would help make the landscape look much better and reduce the pollution by quite a bit. A few problems here and there in this episode as well, as you can see. I decided to put some electric plants. I don't know how you call power plants. Yeah, power plants. Here and not here and there, obviously, but many in the new industrial square. I wouldn't obviously put this in the modern center. And then as I was developing this new neighborhood, I thought I would put some more trees. And because the new square that I got in this episode is actually mainly occupied by a big mountain, at some point you will see me trying to connect both parts of the city, the new industrial square and the former one, which is now more commercial and residential than industrial, and put a small country road across the mountains that will look very cute. But before then, I'm working a bit more on the aesthetics of the new park that I built in the modern center, looking quite nice at night with new lights. And then back to the industrial area that we're gonna try to connect with the new one. Is it just yet? Or I don't remember, because it's been quite a few days that I recorded this episode, so I don't remember exactly at what point in the episode the big country road building is happening. I think we're getting to it very soon. Here we go. This episode made me realize much more how great of a choice I made to go with this map, because of the variety of the landscapes and the possibility to build some cute little country roads like this. Then I would be able to put some farms, probably some small country houses, make the place look much more realistic, I would say, than just looking like the usual basic plain city skylines game. Now, getting rid of the remaining old factories that we had in this new area, to build now some more residential buildings. and you can see that as I got rid of the old factories in the new neighborhood, in the new area, the industrial demand got quite high, as the bar at the bottom of the screen is showing. So I thought I would build some more roads in Palisandra, that's the name, and put a few more factories that won't stay for long either in this neighborhood, in this quarter of the city, because it's not the place where I envision them to be on the long run, for the long run. So they will be moved to other places in squares that we haven't built yet. But this area for industries for the moment will do. It's a good thing that pollution doesn't stay forever in one place when you get rid of factories somewhere, because obviously it would actually make the game quite impossible to play nicely, I think. So it's a great thing that it doesn't take so much time to go away once you take care of the land that was previously polluted for a while. So the new neighborhood developing very nicely with lots of new shops. And same for the new factories that we've put over there. Time for the bridge now. The bridge I was talking about earlier and that I thought I had done much earlier than this. Well, you can see it now, the bridge connecting the university with the other side of the river, which is mainly residential, a residential part of the city, very close to the modern center. I'll let you now enjoy the rest of the episode and see how the city of Santa Filomena is developing. You are very welcome to comment on this. If you have any suggestions of buildings you would like me to put in the game that I can find in the workshop, feel free to make them. I'll be very happy as well to have some suggestions about some expansion packs that I could get for me to make the game a bit more exciting, and I might actually get the natural disasters pack because it's on the discount at the moment and it's pretty cheap, so I might get this one and use it in some future episodes for this series. Thank you very much for following this one, and see you very soon for a 4th episode of Santa Filomena. Bye bye!